Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran, and for the longest time I was thinking that, hey, Subtlety Rogue has a lot of burst. Hey, Assassination Rogue has a lot of burst on the Legion beta. Why doesn't Outlaw? For combat rogues, you used to be able to build to deep inside, then kidney your target into a killing spree, and that was enough to score a kill. But on Outlaw Rogues in the Legion beta, this mechanic is basically gone. No longer do you have deep insight. But you should have some sort of burst, you should have some sort of damage. Outlaw currently is one of the strongest specs in terms of sustained damage. It has an insane amount of sustained damage, it has a little bit of a kiting potential, and a lot of CC to back it up. So Outlaw is good on its own, but how can you burst as Outlaw? And I decided to throw a bunch of abilities together. If this is something you want to try, either on the PTR or on Legion beta, this should work for both of them. And basically it's just cooldown stacking. One of the good changes of Outlaw from combat in Legion is the fact that an Outlaw Rogue doesn't need to wait for ramp up in order to deal the maximum amount of potential damage. You actually can just use all your cooldowns at the same time and have an increased amount of damage. You grab Thick as Thieves and you tricks the target before you burst for 15% increased damage. You grab Plunder Armor, which isn't available on the PTR and neither is Thick as Thieves, but Plunder Armor increases your damage by 20% and takes off 20% from enemies' health when you use it. So that's 15 and 20% increased damage. You also throw in a Ghostly Strike for 8% increased damage, and then you throw your target into a cheap shot, which you'll need a Vanish for Prey in the Wake 10% damage increase. So you have 8% from Ghostly Strikes, 20% from Plunder Armor, 20% damage increase from Thick as Thieves, and the enemy is taking 10% increased damage, which is the most amount of damage you can do as an Outlaw Rogue, and all you need is some cooldowns available for you to be able to throw this together. This scene that you're watching is me just trying to find a setup in order to be able to deal the most amount of damage to a rogue. This is just me dealing damage. You will need Killing Spree for this kind of damage as well. I get a Thick as Thieves, Tricks of Trade on the enemy. I'm going to throw him in a stun for 10% increased damage. Gonna rotate a Ghostly Strike into Plunder Armor on the same global cooldown, and then Killing Spree into the target for the most damage increase. Now, this damage is definitely not enough to score a kill, but it definitely gets them very low in terms of health, and might potentially be something that Outlaw Rogues will run in the future. But Outlaw Rogue definitely is stronger in terms of sustained damage and definitely can utilize different kind of talent builds in order to perform better for PvP as a CC sustained build. But this is what I can come up with in terms of burst. You guys love burst, and all of you wondered, does Outlaw Rogues have burst at all in Legion? And they do, but sustained damage is so much better than burst potential, and there's just different playstyles in terms of how you can deal burst. And this is the only thing I come up for you in terms of your conventional burst that you may think of. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. My name is Dalaran, and I hope I'll see you guys in another one.